this night with going high and Dotson not going at all?
Well, it was it was Doak, I thought, went as high as he possibly could. So happy for him. Happy for the organization he went to. I know that he was, emotional and ecstatic, and then you have the total polar opposite with Devon, but not getting drafted. Visiting with his agent, I'm not sure that's the worst thing that could happen. I think many times you're better off not getting drafted if it's after 45 or so. And so I believe he's already got set up to get a two-way deal, and that'll of course allow him to make some money and those sorts of things. But it's a bittersweet night for us, because I can't believe that there were 8 point guards or whatever there was in the draft better than Devon. I mean, he was a consensus second team All-American and played his ass off for us. But it's not the end. I mean, all it is just he's just going to have to do it the hard way, and sometimes doing it the hard way is plays out to be the best way. So he'll stay positive and he'll stay focused, and I'm sure that he'll still yet ripple some waters. You look at it with Frank. Frank, National Player of the Year, goes very, very high in the second round. Got guaranteed money, but that did not guarantee a spot. And so much of it's just being at the right place at the right time, much like Devontae was, and then seizing your opportunity. And I think Dot and Frank both will be able to do that. So I happy for Doak, ecstatic, but certainly feel for Devon, because you can't really say that he deserved more than what some of the others may have got tonight. But in our biased eyes, I certainly felt like he was overlooked in a way that I feel like I haven't seen very often with any of our very own.
Did you talk to him at all tonight, Devon?
Oh yeah, I talked to him. I talked to him earlier today. Talked to him before the draft. Did not talk to him, or not before, but early in the draft, and then did not talk to him since then. I communicated with his agent quite a bit, and I texted with him and left him a message. But I know what the family's feeling right now, and they're also scrambling. I mean, even though disappointment has probably set in their minds, but you got to be thinking next play too, and next play is whatever he does with the two-way deal, and I think it may be done, but I'm not at liberty to say. So he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine, but he's just going to have to keep grinding. And I certainly thought he played a way that would always give him a chance because of his speed. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and sometimes guys are looking for a little bit something different, and certainly you can't fault them for feeling that way as well.
Did you get a sense of maybe what it was that caused that slide at all?
No. Everybody that we've talked to was very impressed with his workouts, his work ethics, his interviews, those sorts of things. The thing about it is when you're in a pool of players that probably by the time that they were picking the pool of players that he was involved with, the eight, let's just say the 8 point guards, by the time that those guys are picking, they're probably picking on need. They may need a speed guard, they may need a shooting point guard, they may need a guy that they can stash, which I believe one or two people did that picked somebody ahead of Devon, that they could go stash them somewhere for a year or two and still retain that pick. And so there's a lot of different strategies going on. That's why even though it's been extended, it used to be the first round, and now it's probably the first 40 picks more so. But you get outside of that, it's pretty much a crapshoot.
And then on Doak, for him to go in the first round, he might have had the opportunity to leave a couple of times. Would he have been a first-round pick these last few years if he had not stayed for that?
No. Now, could he have been a first-round pick if he never got hurt? Absolutely. But no, he couldn't have been a first-round pick by leaving when he was injured. No way. So you got to understand, he couldn't go after his freshman year because he's too young. He couldn't go after his sophomore year because he's hurt. And he couldn't go after his junior year because he was hurt. So if I got my no, I'm sorry. He was hurt his freshman year, and so he couldn't. But he also couldn't go because he was too young. He played his sophomore year and tried, but he wasn't quite ready. He wouldn't have been a first. Obviously, he couldn't go after a junior year, and you got to go after your senior year. So it played out right for him. It's for him to only be 21 years old and still one of the younger players that's been in the school more than 1 year in the draft. I think that he's in a great spot.
Udoka had great measurables.
He would have had no chance.
He had great measurables when he got measured. What can he provide at the NBA level for the Jazz?
Well, the great measurables are, he had those measurables before he went into the combine. He was still 7'7" a quarter before. But certainly he's worked so hard on his body and his conditioning that I'm sure that's elevated his ability to test out and vertical and things like that. So, but the thing he can, he's going to be a rim runner, hopefully a paint protector, a very good defensive rebounder, and of course a ball screen defender. And I believe he can set a ball screen and get out of it. So those are the things that we've been telling him so important for him to play at the next level. And I thought he mastered those about as well as you possibly could in college. So, that's what I'm hoping for. Nobody ever predicted that he would go into a place and be a starter immediately, anything like that. And I'm not saying that can't happen, but I don't think that's why Utah drafted him, is to beat out Gobert as a rookie. But I do think that he can provide minutes and certainly be a defensive presence early in his career.
Bill, when it comes to Udoka, what can he learn under a guy like Rudy Gobert, in your opinion?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Who asked that question? Is that Shay?
Oh, it's me, Harold from Fox 4.
Oh, hey, Harold. I don't know, Harold, because I don't really know Gobert, but the one thing I will say, if I'm not mistaken, been the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, and he has an unbelievable knack for timing. Of course, he's extremely gifted from a length standpoint. And I'm sure there's whenever if you're a backup point guard and you study under John Stockton or Isaiah Thomas or Magic.